Today, for the last day of our mastermind, we have an incredible lineup to finish off the event. Amazing speakers. Today was put together with obviously the theme in mind of numbers, revenue, and we leaked into a little bit of that yesterday, obviously, in our Q&A. Most of all of this that I'm going to talk about applies to each individual still within whether you're your own CEO, your own practitioner, or you're in charge of other people in a department, okay? And just like yesterday's format, if you have a question, shout it out, interrupt, whatever you need to do, because we are here to make sure you hit those 3 things that you wrote down yesterday. And that's our goal. So we have to make sure at the end of the day, if we did not hit one of all 3 of those things for you that we can help you with, then find us so we can make sure you get those answers. Because Monday is execution day. It's not just about coming here. Execution day sounds a little severe, I guess, but I think some offices might have execution day on Monday, unfortunately. But for good, for protecting culture, not for a negative way. So, all right, let's see if this works today. Left button. Come on. We're there. Okay. So today I wanted to share with you my proven CEO model. Okay. This model has been put together through different years of experience that John and I have worked on within our companies, outside of our companies, and then from me learning from some of the great mentors that I've been surrounded with and questioning them. Okay. This works for any business, medical, non-medical, or retail, okay? Years ago, I had it as a pyramid style. The problem with the pyramid style is, as we talked about yesterday, things in our businesses are always in motion. And in order to be successful, we need to always be evolving, changing, and working on things for the future, staying ahead of the curve. So, they're not in any particular order, but I'm going to tell you the way we tended to approach things, okay? We're going to start with business analysis. Obviously, business analysis is a crucial point to you keeping your doors open, to paying your work family, to buying your cost of goods at an appropriate price. So you need to have an understanding of this. Now, I know some CEOs that are all in on their numbers. You know, John and I are very involved in our numbers. I look at my accounts every single day to make sure we're getting checks from companies, insurance companies. Anne-Marie's texting me to let me know someone's not going to pay us, so don't get nervous, so you don't yell at me. It's not my fault, right? But business analysis is crucial. Now, if it's not a skill that you're in love with, that's okay, but you need to have someone on your team that is watching your numbers on a daily basis for budgeting purposes, but more importantly, cash flow purposes. And I know Rachel's probably going to touch upon this later, but they are 2 very different things. Just because you print out your profit and loss statement, which we're going to talk about from QuickBooks, does not necessarily mean that your company is in great shape going forward, because that is a snapshot of what things are at that time depending on who is entering things, okay? Obviously your brand, whether it's your company brand or what I spoke about yesterday, you being your own brand. As the owner of the company, as the leader of the department, it comes down to how you portray yourself. And perception does matter, okay? So, obviously brand after brand, there would be culture, which was our theme of yesterday, okay? It's important for the work family to be on the same page and appreciate and respect each other's opinions and viewpoints. Your dream team. Your dream team is who you surround yourself with. And it's not necessarily only the people at work. Because the people outside of work that are around you influence you as much, if not more. So if you and your spouse are not on the same page, I know it sounds severe, you got to get a new spouse, but you got to figure that out. You got to work that out, that you're on the same page. And that doesn't mean necessarily if you work in the same company like Terry and I do, but even if you do not, they need to still respect what you are working towards on your goal. And you need to support them also. But your dream team and your delegation, especially if you're a CEO, is what gives you your sanity. It's what gives you the enjoyment of owning a business, because you can delegate and you have the organizational structure to accomplish things, because you cannot do everything yourself, okay? Training is vital. We have our virtual training program. It is something that I know in the future, 3 to 5 years, is going to be the wave of all businesses. That's why we started with it. It is something where putting together how-to manuals, like I know a lot of the practices have, on paper. When we train people, we give them the manual, we read them, we mentor them. They're not reading anymore. The attention span is not 45 minutes to read anything anymore, right? The attention span is however long I can pop it up on my phone and you got 30 to 45 seconds. So you need to make it interactive, and the great leaders and successful athletes in our world, they train every single day. So if you want to have an amazing company and an amazing culture, we need to get training as part of our normal regimen going forward, okay? The delegation kind of goes hand in hand from dream team and training. Customer experience and setting yourself apart is obviously the future. There's lots of competition out there. People are competing for spaces, no matter what space you're in, but what sets you apart? Something completely out of the ordinary that they are going to remember when they leave. Networking and collaboration is a way to expand your business model, okay? Fairs, festivals, health service industry things to provide things are ways of networking, getting your company out there, okay? Whether you're in IT, whether you're in finance, whether you're in manufacturing, you need to network and collaborate, because if I have access to 10,000 people that know who I am, okay, and Leo has access to 10,000 people, and Leo and I can work together, well, I just expanded my network by 10,000 people just by knowing one person. That's what truly network and collaboration is. Then you will build your team of people that you work with and support, and then it's a give and take relationship, okay? That's what it's about. That's the future, because you can't go out and meet 10,000 people. You can. It's going to take you years. Well, with social media, actually, it takes you a lot less time now. But the better way to meet them is to make that connection with some person. Make sure you leave here knowing everybody in the room, so that you can talk with them in the future about what they do and how you guys could work together to expand your brand and help them expand theirs. Charity and community is obviously one of the ultimate things that we all talk about, and I think a lot of us, and I know a lot of us, do it on an individual, private basis, okay? But let's take it a step further, okay? When we talked about the millennials yesterday, I'm going to tell you they do have something. They want to be known as the generation that gives back to others. They want to be part of something, and that's an amazing aspect of things. I was brought up in a generation where whatever you donated and you did behind the scenes. Nobody knew what you donated or where you gave your time. It was just something you didn't talk about. It was considered almost like bragging. Well, their generation wants to post it all out there. And if you do that, and other people will see that, more people will do the same thing. So partnering with the community, whether it's for purchases in your office, you donate X. You know, whether it's, we've done a thing in the past where we've done things for free clinics. We're making glasses, okay? We've also done projects where we donate glasses to go on Bosch missions to Nicaragua and other places, for places that do not have access to medical care. So these are things that we've done in the past, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. So if we start incorporating that into our business, the community will get involved with that also. Family, I didn't leave it for last on purpose, okay? Family is an ongoing thing. And family doesn't just mean Terry and I, Gianna and AJ. It means everybody here. It means everybody in our work family, okay? And the ultimate part is to make your family strong and support each other. That they know I have their back and they have mine. Can the team be perfect? No, like we talked about yesterday, but so what I've tried to do, and I've done with certain clients in the last year and a half, is this is the model that we use for our elite executive program. And we go into offices and we help them execute this model. We put protocols in place, and we go in there, and it's like all-in immersion, and this is the model that we do, and it can be done yourself. If you focus on these points within your office and with your team, over time, this is what it all boils down to, okay? Okay, numbers. The numbers do not lie, okay? But people lie about the numbers. I'm sure you have had a presentation or someone has come in as a salesperson and they'll show you numbers. But how they describe the numbers makes the numbers a little fuzzy. The best example I can use for this is when you go to buy a property in real estate. You go look at the property, you look at the rent roll, how much is coming in on the property. The rent roll says $3,000 a month, okay? The seller and the real estate agent of the seller, on the sheet, they put $4,500 a month. They're accounting for the vacant apartment that someone's not in. Or they take their cousin and they put their cousin in there for 3 months just to help increase the value of the property to sell it for more. Okay? That is lying about the numbers. Okay? Do not take what people tell you as the number. You need to do your own due diligence and verify it. Same thing in our industry when we buy cost of goods. Okay? We price cost of goods. They come in with a fancy portfolio and all the show and whatever. This is going to save you this, that, whatever. Isn't. What's in that portfolio is that what is reflected on your invoice at the end of the day. These are the things you really need to learn, because I will tell you there are companies out there that they have a different surcharge and they have this and they sneak that in and whatever. Don't let people pull the wool over your eyes about the numbers, okay? If the numbers say one thing and you know it and you figured it out, do not let that sway you, okay? Just because the property looks great and it's in a beautiful location and the fence likes it, the fence looks perfect, and your husband or wife likes the property, if it doesn't make money for you, don't buy the property. Do not mix emotions with the numbers. Okay? You cannot cut your way to success. There's a lot of things where we sit there and we say, we go through this at times, we need to cut down on this cost, we need to cut down on this cost. Okay. At a certain point, you will cut so much, you will cut your culture. Your team will start to see that you are not focusing on growth and expansion and excitement, okay? And I'll tell you, we're guilty of this at times. We have done it. Sometimes we've had to do it, okay? And sometimes you just gotta get caught up in it. And I'll tell you how we approach that in our formula so that it can almost put it on an autopilot for you when to do it, okay?